So we're gonna start, let's start with a stretch. If you're in a chair, if you're sitting, I want you to do some reaches up, so high reaches as far as you can. If your shoulders are wacky, I'm talking to you, Danica, you wanna be doing exactly what you're doing, twisting side to side, but not a twist this way, just a bend, so get your spine moving. If you're able to lay down, we're gonna do some leg drops, so all the way to the side. Let me change my view here. Okay, so on your back with your legs up all the way to the side or all the way to the other side. I like to do them for about 8 seconds on each side. Just give it a nice 8 count and just let it sit on the floor or as close as you can get. We're gonna do these afterwards to see just how flexible you get afterwards. So if you're sitting, just go, you wanna be going side to side. So as we switch from side to side, you switch from side to side, but hold it for that 8 count no matter what you're doing. And just let it kind of stretch all the way out. I like my arms out nice and far. Just makes me feel better, a little more grounded. And just kind of let the legs lay there. Let the weight kind of pull it down so you feel that pull. You should feel it in your lower back, but nobody should be hurt. Like nobody should be like wincing in pain either. So, and then I switch it to the other side and roll them over and let them just rest as much as I can. Then back to the other side. I'll do it 2 times on each side. Get nice and loose. Because core work ends up being pretty hard on your lower back. Switch to the other side. So we want to definitely be nice to it.
I didn't know they had a How is it even?
All right, if you have some bands, this is a great time for bands to be pulling straight out. So from your middle all the way out, back in. When you come out to the full pull, hold that. So hold that for like a 5 count. I don't know where my bands are. Aha. So all the way out for a 5 count. And then coming back into the center. And let's do 10 of those just to get our shoulders warmed up. Nice. Nice and steady. Nice 5 count. And like I said, you should feel it, but it shouldn't be hurting. Danica, can you do those shoulder rolls without it hurting? Let's not do those then. I saw you do that. So yeah, can you do a shrug? Feels okay? So let's hold a shrug, but a nice, easy, shallow one. But when you do it, feel your scapulas, like your angel bones, tense those up. So as you come up, just tense it and hold that. If you've got a band, let's do one arm. So I wrap it this way and just kind of push it straight out. So you're kind of just like you're almost punching something out to your right. So we're gonna do 10 of those on each side. And I don't lock my elbow out, but I do extend it fully. So that way we're just getting the bicep warmed up, shoulder warmed up, and switch sides. Cool. All right, so we're gonna start off with a timed plank. If you are seated, you're gonna be doing a seated crunch. So perfectly straight. Everything is right here in your core, right? So from your hips to right below your pecs. So this is tight the whole time. We don't want it to be moving. We don't want it to be shifting. If you're doing a crunch, we're doing front crunches for 30 seconds first. Front crunches are kind of up on your elbows, feet down on your toes. Make sure those hips aren't dragging around. If you have to take weight off, just drop one knee or drop both knees and just keep that core engaged the entire time. That's the thing I want you to focus on. Same with anyone sitting. If you're sitting, that core stays tight. As long as we are in that plank position, you guys are tight as well. So we're gonna do 4 sets of everything. So we're gonna start with planks, and we're gonna go for 30 first, and then we're gonna do crunches along with everyone else. So let's go ahead and pull up into a plank. If you're seated, you're crunching now. Just gonna go for 30. In a plank, just make sure you're not like drifting. Just stay nice and still, nice straight lines all the way through your hips and back, and keep that core engaged the whole time. That's what will actually keep you nice and level. There's 25, 28, there's 30. Beautiful. Now we're gonna do crunches. If you're sitting, now you're gonna do level crunches again, but again, when you're doing them here, I want you to kind of put a twist into it, but not a big one, just a half. So this shoulder, if I'm going this way, is just gonna pull me a little bit. So it's gonna do this. So I'm gonna like have a line axis this way. As you come into it, that's when you tighten up. So don't tighten until you turn, then tighten. If you're doing a crunch on the floor, I just want you to peel your shoulder blades off. Don't come way up, and your feet are bent. So you have a little bit of a bend in your knee, and you're just keeping your hands behind your head, but don't interlace your fingers, just touching, and just peel up and then back down. So if you're doing them on the floor, we're doing 10. If you're doing them on the chair, you're holding the whole time that we are going. So once we go to 5, I'll switch you from the other side. So on the ground, we're going for 10. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seated, you're turning. 6, 7, 9, 10. Beauty. So now if you are kneeling or sitting or laying, or not sitting, we're gonna do bird dogs. Bird dogs are the ones where we point. So hands and feet are opposite. So this hand, opposite foot, like donkey kick my chair. We're gonna hold those for 10 seconds on each side. If you are sitting, I want you now, we're gonna do a high crunch. So you're in that same crunch position, so no twist whatsoever. Hands are above the head as far as you can get them, straight lined, and then you're kind of rolled up into that core. So this stays tight, as well as your shoulders and your back. For bird dogs, we're gonna do a 10-second hold on each one. Let me start my timer. It doesn't matter what side you start on, but I will run it off my timer. So here we go. And again, nice and steady, like no drifting, no floating. You want to be like a street sign.
Craig, somehow you got muted, just a heads up. You're still muted. I can't unmute you. You have to unmute yourself. Bottom left corner of the screen, little microphone. There it is.
Yeah, it's giving me this weird prompt.
Weird.
I know, very strange. Okay, hi Gwen.
Hi.
Nice to hear me. So we're gonna do the last thing on this rotation are V-ups. V-ups are on the ground. I use a weight. You do not have to use a weight. V-ups are your legs are coming up to this position, hands are coming up to this position to your shins. If you have a weight, you want to bring the weight up to your shins as well. If you are seated, so we just did the extensions. Now I want to do the other way. So as you're seated, now you're taking your hands, they're going below wherever your bum is. If you're on your chair, down, and you want to drop those shoulders low and core up again. So as you drop down, you should feel your lats kind of engage going down. I want you to feel that. This should feel tight. This should feel very tight. So as you push down, it's like a whole, like you're smushing your whole world down. So just do that. And you're holding that for the whole time. We're doing 10. So we're going to do 10 V-ups. So I don't need to time that. So here we go. If you're laying on the ground doing V-ups, start with the feet 6 inches up and keep them off the ground the whole time. So we're going to do 10. You'll hear me count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the 4. So we're going to rest for a minute and a half. Timing it. Drink some water if you have it. I'd say smoke them if you got them, but we're not supposed to do that. So that's counterintuitive. Everybody's doing good so far? Thumbs up across. I just see someone's hand like that. That's fantastic. That's Dave. I just see, ooh, there he is. He's back. That's about 40 seconds. I'm gonna go just under a minute more. So we're gonna start right back to planks. If you're in the seated position, you're doing a straight crunch. If you're in a plank position, we're gonna do 30 on a front plank, and then I'm gonna add 10 to do a side plank. So if we do a side plank, it's right here. So kind of up, nice straight line right there. And we're gonna do that like a roll. So don't, if you can hold yourself up in the air, just roll yourself over. If you have to drop your hip down to move, that's fine too. Either one of those works. So we're gonna start that in about 10 seconds. So I kind of get in that plank position ready. Here's 25, we're starting about 4, 3, 2, 1. Into a plank. If you're seated, you're doing a crunch. Hard crunch. Just keep that core nice and tight the whole time. No moving, no drifting. Remember, if you have to take some weight off, just drop a knee or drop both knees. But if you drop a knee, still keep that core nice and tight. So we're coming up on 30, and at 30, we're gonna roll to one side or the other, doesn't matter. Here we go, onto a side plank. You're gonna do 10 and then roll to the other side for 10. That's 10, so roll to the other side. Keep those hips nice and level. Perfect, that's it. Now we're gonna go into crunches, just like we did before. We're gonna do 10 crunches, peel those shoulders up. Remember, if you're seated, you're doing the reach up high crunch. Can't read my own writing. And if you're doing the high reach crunch, which is up high, you are going to hold that for the entire time that we are doing crunches. So here we go, 10 on the ground. Peeling those shoulders up off the ground. Hands behind the head, going for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bird dogs. We're gonna do 20 seconds on each side now. If you're sitting, now you're gonna do a twist for me. But again, it's that twist, not arms aren't up or back. You're just twisting into it this way. And as you come into the side, that's when you tighten the core. Bird dogs, we're pointing. Let me hit a timer. Come on. All right, here we go. Whatever side you want to start on. And go. We're gonna hold it for 20. Keep that nice flat line as best you can. Keep your core nice and tight the entire time. Coming up on the switch here. 2, 1, switch sides. Same with the core twist. You're twisted to the other side now. Nice and straight and flat. Coming up on 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna do V-ups. If you're seated, this is where your arms are going deep down, dropping those shoulders, engaging those lats, tightening the core up for the whole time. V-ups on the ground, we're doing 10 of those. You will hear me count. You guys keep your own count though. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. All right, minute and a half again. And then right back up the planks. Yay. Guys are cruising on a Friday. That's about 35. So we'll go about another minute and then drop right back into planks. So planks, we're gonna do that same setup, 30, 10, 10. And then on the last one, on the fourth rotation, we'll do 30, 15, 15. So we'll end up at a whole minute. But this one will stay a little bit shy of that. Coming up on a minute. All right, about 15 seconds. So into the plank. If you're seated, you're doing the crunches, straight crunches. Everybody else, we're starting on a front plank and then flipping over at 30. All right, so get ready and we are gonna reset. And here we go, into a front plank or a front crunch. Just all holding it nice and tight. If you're doing a plank, you should be crunched up in your middle too. If you're in the seated position, nice, as hard as you can keep it tight, as hard as you can crunch it. That's 25. So we're gonna get the roll here. In 3, 2, 1, roll onto the side. Still crunching if you're seated. Seems like forever, I know. There's the turn to the other side. 2, 1, beautiful. Okay, crunches for everyone, yay. So we're gonna do the 10 crunches. If you're seated, you're doing the high crunch, your hands high. So 10 crunches on the ground. You'll hear me count. You keep your own count. Remember, don't lock your fingers behind your head. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Right to the bird dogs. If you're seated, you're doing the side twist and hold. Bird dogs, we're going for 20 seconds on each side. Actually, we're going to go 25 seconds on each side. Yay. So you guys doing the seated twist, I'll tell you when we switch, you switch. So you'll hear me say switch, that's when you switch. Okay, here we go into the bird dog. Right up for 25. Keep those arms and legs nice and straight. Beauty. There's almost 25. And we're switching. Coming up on it here. Keep holding. Beautiful. All right, V-ups. If you're seated, you're doing the down with the lats and shoulders down. V-ups, we're doing 10 each. Here we go. You'll hear me count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Minute and a half. All right, last rotation. So the only difference here is we're just going to add that extra bit in the planks. So it's going to take us to a whole minute. You guys won't even notice. Piece of cake. Remember to drink some water if you have it around. And then when we do this rotation after this one, we're going to do the same stretches again. And just see how loose up our back is now. Hopefully is loosened up. So we're just coming up on 50 seconds. So we'll go about another 35. Okay, that's 115. So get ready to go into the planks. Front plank first. So just 15 more second add at the end. You won't even feel it, I swear. All right, here we go. Right up into the front plank or the front crunch. Keep it as tight as you can. Coming up on 30, so we're going to do our flip onto whichever side you want. Go ahead and switch. We're going to hold that for 15 and then flip to the other side for 15. Guys are still doing a crunch. Coming up on our turn and roll over and turn. Five more seconds. That's it. Beautiful. All right, now we're doing crunches. On the ground, 10 crunches. On the seat, high crunches. I'm going to do 10. Well, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Bird dogs. 25 seconds each side, or you're doing a side twist and hold if you're seated. Reset it. Okay. pulling up into whatever side you want first. And when we switch sides, the side twist folks are switching sides. Here we go. Nice and straight. Sometimes it helps to look down your hand's length. Makes me not jump around as much. So going for 25. Coming up on our switch. Switching sides. Nice and even. Seven more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, last thing, V-ups. Seated, arms are down, shoulders are down, traps are tight. V-ups, we're gonna do 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna see who's loose now. So I want you to go back to what we started with, which is those on your back, dropping your knees to side, just to see how we feel. So we're gonna do 2 on each, 5 seconds on each side. So just drop those knees over and see what that feels like to you. Hopefully it feels better, but it's always good to stretch again. 5 seconds on each. If you're seated, we're gonna do a couple more bands. Switch those sides again. One more this way. Cool. If you have a band, let's loosen our shoulders up one more time. Just across the front. So it shouldn't be hard pulls. Just a nice even, right across your chest, even. If you don't have them, Danica, I like the little tuck with the knees. You can keep doing those. Let's just do 10 of these guys. Just with a nice easy hold at the end. Excellent. If you're sitting, make sure your back is nice and straight. We don't want to be slouching. Slouching is my go-to seated position, but I know it's bad. That's 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. That's it, you guys. Half hour of fun. Thank you for playing again today. We'll play again next week. I will send out an email with everything we did tonight or tomorrow, one of the two. So that way you can be doing stuff during the week. So try to do at least one more core workout if you can. If you're doing a bunch of programs during the day, don't kill yourself, obviously. But if you want to do core, that's fine too. So you can jump on these again. That's it. Thanks, you guys.